And we have a young man, 15 years old, on the phone from Mesa, Arizona. It's Jordan, and I'm glad you called. Nice to have you on the program, Jordan. Hi.
Hello, Rush. I'm wondering how I can help my youth generation realize what's happening in our nation. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question first.
Yeah?
A couple of questions. Are your parents conservative?
My parents are conservative, and I go to a really great school.
All right. And so I'm just trying to get the lay of the land here. There's no wrong answer to any of these. There's no tricks here. I'm just trying to...
Okay.
What about the kids at your school? What's the majority, conservative or liberal?
Well, I go to a school where most of the people there are conservative.
Teachers
it's a charter
too?
School.
Teachers too?
Wait, what?
Teachers as well?
The teachers are as well.
All right. You are very fortunate, number one.
Yeah.
Very fortunate. The main reason your liberal friends, to the extent you have them, they are not attending a school like yours, more than likely. And they are probably being presented an entirely different worldview, national view in the curriculum, the attitudes of the professors, teachers, and this kind of thing. The first thing that you're going to need is patience.
Okay.
You're going to want to persuade them. You're going to want them to see the light. You're going to want them to see the light for all the right reasons. I know you want them probably to be able to experience the best the country has to offer. You want them to be prosperous, and you know that liberalism is not the answer. But, man, it's so seductive, Jordan. Liberalism is so easy. All you have to do is see some suffering and tell everybody that you see it and that it really bothers you. And you all, right there, you are given great credit for having great compassion. And people will say great things about you. All you have to do is notice it. You don't have to offer a solution. If you do offer a solution, I think the government ought to do something, then they'll really, really love you. Liberalism's easy. That's why a lot of people end up going there. There's no resistance to it. It doesn't take any kind of thought because it's all based in emotion. And thinking is harder than feeling. Thinking is an applied process. So the thing you have to be is patient. Then, if you're really serious, you're going to encounter circumstances where you try to persuade and you're going to fail, and you're going to wonder why they're not hearing you. I would use those episodes as opportunities to develop techniques that you think would be comfortable to you to use in order to try to get people to look at things a different way. And maybe that would be the objective. Don't actually go over the idea you're going to change their minds. All you want to do is maybe have them look at things a different way. One of the ways of doing that is ask them questions. Questions to which you know the answers, by the way. So you're setting them up, but they don't know that.
Okay.
But you're basically asking them, take a general subject like dependence versus self-reliance. You can ask people a series of questions. What would you rather be in your life? Would you rather be somebody that's able to provide for yourself and therefore in control of what you end up having and doing? Would you like to have the power and the ability and the ambition to be able to do it? Or do you want to be somebody waiting around for whatever somebody will give you? I guarantee even every liberal you talk to will never admit they want to sit around and be given things.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got them, right? You've just gotten them to admit. And by the way, you will find some who say, oh, hey, I think it's perfectly fine. I'm entitled to things. I'm an American. I'm owed things. You'll run into that, too, obviously. But when you pose the question the way I asked you to pose it, most people are going to tell you, clearly want to be self-reliant. I mean, I want to be in charge of my future. I want to determine where I work, what kind of job I do, what I get paid. At that point, you've just gotten them to admit a central tenet, a difference of conservatism and liberalism. You're by no means home, but you have got them to admit something. So you've demonstrated to them by virtue of asking a question.
Okay.
That way, you're not wagging your finger in their face and telling them what they ought to believe or telling them how they're wrong. You're asking them a series of questions to which the answer's fairly obvious, and they end up coming to see the light on their own. But you're going to have to be patient, because for every bit of progress you make, they're going to go back to school and have it all erased.
That's really cool, because I used to think that they could change a lot faster, and if I just pointed it out, that changed. And I understand. I think I kind of used to be in a liberal school, so I kind of get that it's going to be like a mind-washing process. So I think I should be more patient. Thank you.
It will be mind cleansing is what you're going to be doing. They're the ones whose brains have been washed. You're going to be trying to cleanse them, but you're actually going to be embarking in techniques that they will be doing it themselves. But just a series of questions. Ask them what they want their future to be, with specifics. Give them 2 options with each question. Do you want to be sitting around waiting for a government program for your health insurance, or do you want to be able to have enough money and have enough success to be able to choose what's best for you? Now, I guarantee it's not going to work automatically. People will say, "I'm never going to have that chance. This country doesn't have that opportunity for me anymore. That used to be, but look that opportunity is gone. We've got to do the best we can." And that means you're going to have to go in and say, no. The only way that's true is if you let it be true. There's plenty of opportunity out there, but you got to go get it. And you can prove your point by just pointing them to any successful person or company or group of people you want to point to. There's plenty of opportunity. Look, it's very easy to be pessimistic, Jordan. It's very easy to be negative. People come by that naturally, and it takes no effort to be fatalistic or negative. It takes a lot of effort to overcome adversity. Not everybody's successful overnight. Very few people are. And even if they are, it doesn't last. You have to continually do the things that made you successful. It's an ongoing effort. And remember what a friend of mine once said, that any group of people that is not affirmatively conservative each and every day will eventually become liberal. That's how seductive liberalism is. So you've got some advantages in that you've grown up around it, and your own independent thought process has confirmed for you what you've been taught. You agree with it, and it's quite understandable that you would want others of your age and generation to agree with you, because if you're typical conservative, you want everybody to do well.
Yeah.
You don't want it all for yourself and leave scraps. You want everybody to do well. You want your friends to do as well as you do. You don't want to leave people behind. You don't want to be left behind. And you don't want to resent people's success. So it's just first things first. If you're really serious, do not get in their face and wag your finger and tell them. Ask them questions to which, simple questions to which the common sense answer is, and have them demonstrate to themselves that they're really not the liberals they think, but realize it's much easier being a liberal. As a liberal, they're never going to be made fun of in the media. They're never going to be made fun of for the people they vote for. The peer pressure on a conservative is far greater, and it's more hurtful and damaging. Takes a lot of fortitude to hang in with it. But we need people like you willing to try. I'm glad that you're. And another thing, if I may be so bold, if the people that you were talking to have young brothers and sisters, say are 8, 9, or 10, by all means recommend my books. The Rush Revere Time Travel Adventures with Exceptional, and I'm not kidding. I know it sounds like a shameless plug here, but if your friends that are your age, 15, 16, 14, have young kids that are 8 to 10, you tell them to have their brothers and sisters start reading those books, because they need to learn the truth about the founding of the country, which you have the benefit of knowing because as a conservative, you've been taught it. You have been exposed to it. Many people haven't. They're getting lied to every day about what a rotten country this is and how racist and sexist the founders were and all that. And the Rush Limbaugh, Rush Revere Time Travel Adventure series would be a great corrective measure. So, and then after you do all that, stay in touch with us here, Jordan. I've kind of given you a long answer here. Do you have any other questions or any clarifications you need?
Well, that's amazing. I've actually read some of your books. I really like the story and how you really bring out what happened in our past. I love what the Founding Fathers did, and I like to really understand how the country started.
It's a
what
miracle.
the country really was supposed to be.
It is a miracle to think that in the entirety of humanity, whatever length of time that is, whether it's 10,000 or 10 million, whatever number of years it is, there's never been before it a United States. There has never been a country governed on the premise that it's the people who are free and that it's the government subservient to the people. That had never, in all of humanity, Jordan, in the entirety of the human race, it had never happened. Not only is that unique, it's miraculous. And the battle is ongoing to preserve that. And the battle we have is among left and right, people on the left who want to tear down the entire concept of the founding and establish the fact that the only fair, decent way that people are not capable of living their own lives on their own. They don't have faith in people's intelligence and their character. They do not believe people. They look at people with contempt. They do not think people will do the right thing as they define it. That's why they want to control as much of life as they can. And to do that, they create as much dependency in people as they can. Dependency on the government, which creates loyalty to the government, which equals votes to big government. That's what you're up against. I'm really grateful that you want to tackle this. And I hope you do. And I hope you succeed at it. And just stay in touch here. Let us know how it's going.
All right, thank you.
You bet. That's Jordan in Mesa, Arizona, and we'll be back after this.
For your convenience.